and shooter like stream then.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Work in Progress Wednesday, our hobby Wednesday hobby stream. Work in Progress Wednesday hobby stream. And we are going in low latency mode. I don't friggin' know what that means, but YouTube says it's great. And as the gents just commented, it probably means that everything's going to go to heck in very shortly, because we don't like doing interesting and different things because things break. But we'll see how it goes. So, oh my god, wow, you just popped right up there, DarthBob.
Oh, yeah, there I am.
Wow, no,
Like magic.
I didn't have to fuss around. Maybe this low latency mode is going to change everything for us.
As far as the low latency mode is concerned, it's like not even a 30-second delay right now.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it pretty consistently with
Sweet.
It's pretty consistently in time with what we're hearing.
Cool.
So obviously, we need to push this to the limits, right? And we are going to go crazy tonight.
I was like, I'm gonna work on that giant Lictor Norn Emissary conversion because I'm pretty much done, and then I got out all the bits, and I'm like, ah, damn it, I'm not pretty much done. And the most annoying part is that I was like extending this leg with these pieces of tube, and I don't know where I put this tube.
Yes, the tube.
I'm a little pissed, but we'll see what happens.
On the plus side, you had this moment where you firmly believe that you were very far along, and sometimes it's all about the belief.
It's all about what I see myself and not where I actually am.
I'm going to be working on this little guy.
Oh, who's that little guy?
That's it. He's a little...
Oh yeah, get some hand in there. Okay, bring him down close to your chest. Yeah, right there. And it was in focus a second ago. Maybe move it back and forth a little bit. Back it up a little. I don't know.
Back it up. Back it up.
This is legitimately the
back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. My daddy taught me good.
There we go. How's that?
Beauty. I can see.
There's so little lag relatively between the Discord and the YouTube streams. It's kind of blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, it's the future, man. Why weren't we doing this the whole time?
We're gonna find out soon.
Thanks for updating people, Kajan. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I'm streaming. Streaming is happening. Is it going to the YouTubes? Oh, I see the blue plate on YouTubes. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to delete the thing that I was trying to modify because apparently it broke things. And try it again. We got Discord video in. Don't really need Warhammer community right now. For this. All right, I think we're back. No, I know we're back. I just got to see if I can get the who's talking screen in. So what is
Suddenly a plate has appeared.
Yeah, your plate's there. So what has everyone been up to? DarthBob, tell me about what's been going on in your hobby world for the last
I finished my orc.
Oh yeah, you shared that, didn't you?
Yeah. I got him right here, actually, sitting on my desk. See if I can get him to focus.
How does that happen? There we go.
There he is. He's focusing pretty good tonight, actually. So.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Mr. Pink, careful with the windows.
Yeah, I know.
He's focusing good tonight, and then all of a sudden he stops focusing.
OBS does this wonderful thing where it's like, I'm like, I want to share a window. It's like, this window, put it live. I'm like, no, that's not the window I want to share.
I need to get a new webcam. I think that's the problem. The autofocus on this webcam is really jank.
It's never great from my experience with webcams. It's always questionable.
Okay. Now, can I get these tentacles to attach properly?
DarthBob, what have you been up to other than your work?
Not much really. I've been kind of busy at work. I've been just kind of like, I don't know. I've got a couple projects actually that are really close to done. This is actually one of them. They're kind of close to the finish line, so I've just been kind of doing finishing touches on a couple different projects.
Good.
This guy basically just needs the face tentacle, and then there's a little gap in his armpit, and then he's done. So
Getting face tentacles. That's exciting.
yeah, he's a little gene stealer cultist.
Sweet.
He's gonna have little feeder tendrils.
Like it.
If I can get this stupid thing to stick. It's always the first one that's hardest.
Neat. Kajan, what have you been up to lately in your hobby life?
I've been preparing for June Stealer. I'm
Oh,
juggling
good.
around a couple ideas I'm having and dry fitting and stuff.
I use a
and-
little bit of super glue.
Yes, we talked about June Stealer on the last stream, but for anyone who just tunes into Work in Progress Wednesdays, June Stealer is a community event that a group of us run, and it's all about creating Gene Stealers in the month of June. So on the next Creature Conference, Flynn Hammer is going to do the full like June Stealer kickoff reveal thing. So you can look forward to that next week on Friday. And yeah, he'll share like the theme and all that cool stuff. The beautiful art that people from the community have helped us make, including our own Tactical D-Bag, who made a significant contribution to the art this year in that he drew it.
It was finalized by another fine member of the community.
Yes, indeed. That would have been Dachande, who helped create the art for Work in Progress Wednesday. The like in the bottom right hand corner, that little logo thing that was created by Dachande. So also helping finalize Will's art.
Mostly because my hand's still broken.
It's still bust.
2 more weeks.
Okay.
2 more weeks. Hope, fingers crossed, of wearing this cast. But
how did you
right now,
break
Did you
that
just
again?
say fingers crossed? Can you actually cross your fingers right now?
Yeah, I actually like I got full finger like mobility, but like it's still like kind of general impairment of stuff. Apparently, you use a lot of wrist like maneuverability for doing a lot of hobby stuff.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, like especially like when you're cutting stuff, like chopping stuff up, like there's you're usually like bending your wrist, or like turning it a little bit. That like I don't have that kind of mobility right now.
Yep.
So as far as my hobby stuff goes, it's been mostly wistfully thinking about projects more than actually working on projects. But
Right.
also, I'm like traveling next week, so part of that has been just thinking about like figuring out all that jazz.
So are there any exciting projects that you've been wistfully thinking about that you want to share?
I've been kind of wanting to spite purchase another Toxicrene Maliceptor, or just whatever purposes, because I feel like everyone and their mother has been trying to get some new ones, but it has unfortunately still not been like remotely purchasable at the Games Workshop website. So
and not available in friendly local gaming stores near you?
No, because they went online only like years ago. I think around pandemic time or like right before pandemic. So they've been, you pretty much just have to, I've been just going on warhammer.com every
So you've got no bricks and
couple
mortar
days,
stores
like,
near you?
I do, but they're gonna have the same issues as me. I mean, the nearest brick and mortar store was the one that was complaining when I tried to pre-order all the Tyranid stuff, and Games Workshop never sent my Biovore or my Norn Emissary there.
Right. I remember that.
And it wasn't the brick and mortar store's fault. It was 100% Games Workshop.
Yep.
Remember, price hike season.
Yeah, I really don't care. I really don't care.
Today?
Like, I feel like we're all still here. We all stayed here through the last one. We're all going to suck it up and stay here through this one. Everyone's going to make their jokes about 3D printers go burr, and let's just move on.
Yeah.
But it is the case that, like Will, was it you who said that, like, the investors need to have their... Yeah, so for anyone who missed it, Games Workshop is increasing prices like they always seem to do at this time of year. Will, were you the one saying that it's how they deliver on the constant growth for shareholders or something?
I mean, like that's just been the general trend of like pretty much everything. Like
Every
these
business?
days, it's like yeah, every like market sector essentially, because everyone was like, oh no, it's because of like supply chains. Like the supply chain issues have been largely like fixed over the last couple of years.
Hey,
But
Red
like,
Sea, man.
like
Maybe that's kicking off. Maybe that's doing new supply. I don't know. I'm just being an idiot.
probably not. But I mean, when they're just like, oh, it's inflation, yeah, cost of everything. She's like, but you're posting up record profits.
Uh-huh.
How is that? How are those two things kind of, correlating? But that's just me being.
Pay no attention to the record profit behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's
Pay no
just
attention
you.
to anti-capitalism. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Pew, pew,
That's
pew.
not anti-capitalism. It's anti-stock market. I mean, it's only interesting for for the stock markets, because if you don't have
Let's
growth, how will your stock not fall?
let's be honest. The two, capitalism and the stock market, are intrinsically tied. So like, it's not real. It's a distinction without like difference.
Difference?
Yeah, but most problems come from the stock market, including food shortages. Well, that's an entirely different topic. Yeah.
All right. So, Kajan, what have you been up to in the hobby?
Well, as I said, I
Oh,
was.
wait. You were getting ready for June Stealer. We already talked about that. Anything
Yeah, I was
specific?
getting ready for June Stealer. I'm looking into more Eldari and Sisters of Battle.
More what was that? Sisters of
I'm
Battle and what?
Eldari.
Oh, Eldari.
Good stuff.
Eldar. I'm not quite sure which project I want to follow.
This is for June Stealer that you're doing Sisters of Battle and Eldari stuff?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I still want to work on the funeral procession for
yeah, cool.
which I had started a while ago for June Stealer when I started with that car, and I still kind of want to do that. I've bought a bunch of models for it, and I want to do basically a church procession for the four-armed mother, and
Cool.
and it will be with one. I bought I don't know what she's called. They have a banner bearer with a really big banner, and I want for the sororitas, and I want to take that one and gene stealerify it and give her
Nice.
a third arm and stuff like that. So she's going to be like walking in front, and I want to. I've bought Dilac Necromunda figures to make hooded procession goers, which will be walking behind her, and kind of have most of the stuff, but I'm still not finding suitable other civilians, which I can put in there, because otherwise it's just a church procession, and I want to have some civilians to go along with that.
We talked to Hydra about possible good civilian models, because I feel like that'd be right up his alley.
Oh, also for Death Fields has some cool female models.
Yep.
Looks like they have some cannon. It's called cannon fodder boxes. They have a male version and a female version, and I figured I would look into getting the female version for that, because I want it's for the four-armed mother.
Yep.
So it should be having a little bit more of a sororitas bend.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the one plan, and the other plan is I still have a bunch of Harlequin models for Eldari, and I like the idea of having a Gene Stealer cult that's traveling around as as Harlequins.
Whoa, cool! I really like that. I feel like you're mashing last year's theme and this year's theme.
Yeah, a little bit. And yeah, that's I'm looking into both options. I mean, I obviously can't do both, and I'm not sure which one I feel most right now.
Cool.
So I'm still checking out both.
Well, I appreciate you for keeping the June Stealer flame alive, because I feel like I keep traveling during June Stealer and never, like last year, Nora and I went to the Azores in June, and then also I was like secretly working on a Screamer Killer for Eric's Hobby Workshop in June, so I didn't have a ton of time for June Stealer. And then this year, I will be away the first week of June in Nottingham, actually. So I'll miss the kickoff of June Stealer again.
Nottingham.
Yeah.
What are you going to Nottingham for?
Did you miss this?
I must have.
Oh, dang. Sorry, sir. Yeah. So Nora and I are going to a wedding in France, friends of hers. We're getting married near Avignon, which is pretty cool because I've never been to Avignon. And then Nora was like, oh, I want to visit my family in the UK. I'm like, cool, yeah, like your family lives in like York, right? And she's like, no, they don't all live in York. I'll confirm where they live. She's like, oh, they live in a place called Nottingham. And I was like, what?
Wait, she doesn't know where her family is?
Well, it's like they usually come and visit her in Canada. And her great aunt lives in York or something like that. So she had always thought that like her family lived in York, but apparently most of them moved to Nottingham. And I was already talking to her. I'm like, hey, if we're going to the UK, can we like take one day to like travel down to Warhammer World? Because I'd like to show it to you and blah 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 blah. And she was like, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I want to prioritize seeing my family. I'm like, totally get it. You don't get to see this family very often. And then she told me where her family lived. I'm like, you realize that Nottingham is where Warhammer lives, right? Like, oh, how convenient. So yeah.
There
To
you
be
go.
fair, the dioramas that they have at Warhammer World are amazing. So
Yeah, I really want to show her Warhammer World. She's interested, but she's not like jazzed about it. But it's probably because she doesn't really know what to expect. And if I had like fully explained to her that there's cool dioramas, she'd probably be into it.
Also, I hear Bugman's Bar is like actually pretty good food, drinks. So
the last time I was there was 2007, I think. I can't remember. Something like that. Maybe it was 2008. So, I'm not really sure how it's evolved since then. I think it's probably evolved significantly since then. Yeah, I'm excited to go see it. I'm trying to meet up with some folks, some UK-based folks while I'm there. But I only have 2 days for dork purposes. Because we're only there for like 4 days or 5 days or something, and I've only got 2 days for dork purposes because we got to hang out with her family as well. I'm trying to make the most of it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so I'll be away like last week of May, first week of June.
We'll take lots of pictures and Instagram stories and all that jazz.
I shall try.
And the Vindicator Assassin and the one big one.
What's that?
Yeah, one big battle, and I think there's like a perpetual like find the Vindicator Assassin.
Oh, it's like Waldo.
Kind of like a where's, yeah.
Or Wally, as they say there, apparently.
Oh, is it? Oh.
In the UK, it's Where's Wally? That's what I've been told.
Is it really?
I thought it is. Where are UK folks? Is Tom here right now?
I do know
Diana?
The Wally version. I know it's Waldo somewhere and Wally somewhere else.
Does anyone in the chat come from the UK and can confirm whether it's Where's Waldo or Where's Wally in the UK? Because in North America, it's very much Where's Waldo.
Yeah. Where's Waldo sounds more unique. Where's Wally just sounds like, I don't know, really generic to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean Waldo. Like, how many people do you know named Waldo?
Apparently tons in the UK. They had to switch it up. Damn it, what the heck? I glued my glue
Can't
together.
Strafe
Damn it.
Right,
What?
Can't
Can't
strafe
Strafe
right.
Right just confirmed that it is, in fact, it's Where's Wally in
Look
the
at that.
UK.
Look at that, friends. High latency chat. How long would we have to wait for that response in our old low latency version? Thank you, Can't Strafe Right. It's a good name.
I feel like
I've-
these tentacles look like
goddamn.
garbage.
So this glue was
Ooh.
totally fine, but now apparently
Before we-
it's glued solid. Sorry, what's
Before
that,
we
Kajan?
Before we move on, we asked earlier what people are up to, and Turning said he was watching his hobby space become a cluttered storage area. But the reason I wanted to break in here right quick is because Electro Dust Bunny is working on a Orc Power Claw in life
Whoa.
size.
Life-sized? Holy toot, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Love it. That's amazing.
And I hope you will be sharing that with
Yeah,
the rest
Electro,
of
like,
us
what
who are
materials are you
wanting
using to make it? Definitely want to hear more about that.
some. And Redden says he's suffering with Goldcraft paint for his knit claws.
What? Goldcraft?
Yeah,
Oh.
I assume acrylic gold paint.
Painting
think that might
Tyranid
be a
Claws
brand of
gold.
paint.
That's impressive. What'd you say, Bob?
I think that might be a like crappy brand of paint.
Oh,
Like a kind of like stuff you get at Michael's. I don't know.
not
or
golden,
like
because
a
golden is like
generic
fancy paint.
craft store equivalent.
Oh, okay, because there's golden paints which are fancy. Golden brand acrylics. I've got some somewhere.
Over here we've got these things called apple barrel paints.
Oh,
Kind of like the bottom of the barrel acrylic, generic acrylic paints. You can get them
Yeah.
at a lot of like craft stores and Walmart and those kind of places.
interesting. Not heard of those.
I feel like I've done these tiny face tentacles before, and they came so easy to me the last time, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling here on this one. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing different.
Do you have enough Nivea?
Lube it
I
up.
actually don't like using Nivea for this,
tell me
specifically
more.
because when you use Nivea, it makes it very difficult to stick the tentacles to the face because they get
Oh, yeah,
all
that
the green
yeah,
stuff
that's
won't
true.
stick to itself.
Yep, that's a good call.
So I prefer to use
Hoisted by
water for this purpose.
Hoisted by the efficacy of the Nivea.
Too good.
Yes.
Too good at its job.
I don't know if it's because I'm placing them wrong or what. I don't know. It's just not. Maybe I just need to keep adding tentacles until it looks good.
I think the solution is always more tentacle.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Mm,
cowbell.
I found it helps if you have one that's cured already, and then you can layer on the uncured stuff. You
Well,
basically
I don't like
backbone.
to do that because I like to be able to manipulate the tentacles and make sure they're all like conducively kind of intertwined around each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would just have that one that's basically an anchor point around which you can form the others.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of like an
it
armature.
will be sitting in the back, so nobody will be seeing much of it anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
At least I found that's helpful for when I did my for my Lictor with the tentacle face.
I think I know what the problem is. I think I need to start from the bottom. Start from the bottom.
I'm sorry, no, don't do it. As soon as you said it, I thought it. Listen, things are getting hot for Drake right now. Someone shot up his mansion here in Toronto. Some crap with him and Kendrick Lamar. I don't even know.
You mean the
Drake,
fact that he's
who?
finally getting called out for being a pedophile?
Not here, not now. I don't know anything about this, and I don't want to get into this on the stream.
All right.
I'm not even sure who that
Next
is.
thing you know, we're on the diss track.
Prominent Canadian rap star Kajan, who got in a fight
Okay.
with prominent American rap star.
Okay.
To be fair, if this stream got onto like one of the diss tracks, like I mean, I think that means like we've made it.
Yeah, we made it.
I mean, I'm glad it's that, because where my mind was going was to Drake and Josh, that Nickelodeon show. So
I mean,
Oh, there's
close
drama
enough.
with that too.
I
So
don't know that one.
Well,
the new
we will not get-
documentary.
That is not for this stream. Okay.
Electro Dust Bunny said his orc paw claws is made of foam board and it works.
Cool.
It works.
I hope he means works by like it moves and not works like he electrocutes people with it.
It just works.
Not like that there's power coursing through the claw. That would be terrifying.
I
We'll call
combined my
OSHA.
taser with my paw claw.
Just kind of hope that it works through belief, just like through
Just like orc technology. Yeah, good call.
Okay, yeah, that was the problem. I think I figured out the issue.
Oh,
It's all coming back to me.
one thing that Hydra says is that if you're having trouble with the green stuff adhering, put some super glue in there.
Yep. I have been trying that throughout this as well. I think the problem was that like I needed to be doing it from the bottom up because the top tentacles need to be layering over the
Yep.
bottom tentacles.
Yep.
So
Kind of what Kajan
I
said.
had to take them all off and start over again, layering from the back. But this is looking more promising now.
Good.
Here, let me be right back.
Sure.
So I got the other guy that I did the face tentacles on. I can show him kind of what I'm working on.
Oh, Mr. Pink, do you manage to finish off Fallout?
I didn't manage to finish off anything. What are you talking about?
The Fallout TV series.
Oh, wait, I did
talking
finish
about it.
Fallout. I thought you meant a model. I'm like, I haven't finished anything recently. It's
Oh
sad.
no.
Pathetic.
We're going completely non sequitur in the fine tradition of this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for naming something that I have actually finished. I finished the Fallout series.
This is kind of what I'm doing.
Oh.
To the face.
Ooh. Leg. So tentacularly.
Yes.
Not
It's looking good.
So are you also on Team Goosey?
What does that mean?
It's from episode like 6 or 7.
Okay, we're not supposed to share spoilers.
Yeah, don't spoil. I haven't watched the whole show yet.
Oh, it's not even really a plot point. I think it's like legitimately just like a silly joke.
Which
that they
name
threw
do I
in.
prefer? Is that what you're asking me?
No, just generally Team
Lucy
Goosey.
or Goosey? Is this what we're
Goosey
asking?
is Goosey.
Yeah, but are you saying do I prefer to call her Lucy or Goosey? Is this the question?
No, just generally. I mean, if you're on Team Goosey, you're on Team Lucy.
I'm on Team Ghoul.
I mean, the goal is pretty. I mean, I hope to God that Walton Goggins wins something for that role, because man, he killed it.
Walton Goggins is such an underrated actor, and
I
so
didn't
glad
really
that
know
more
he
people are
existed until I
recognizing
saw
how
the
good he
show.
is.
He's pretty cool.
He's such a fascinating actor, because I feel like he's got a lot of the similar type of roles, but he nails it in every single one.
Really? Because I kind of have always kind of viewed him as a modern Gary Oldman, where he's kind of a chameleon that I feel like can fit
That
into
might-
a lot of different
I
roles.
mean, he is in a whole bunch of movies and TV shows. I mean,
I think that might be part of it, DarthBob, like in the sense that he's a bit of a chameleon, that you just kind of like, he kind of gets lost in the role, like
Yeah.
in a good way. So like you just kind of remember like, oh yeah, Walton Goggins was just really good in that role, and he's got like a great comedic timing, but also just really just very good dramatic actor, solidly so.
Yeah,
Woefully underappreciated.
I mostly know about him from The Shield, Justified, Sons of Anarchy. That's
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy is kind of where I first got on the Walton Goggins hype.
This is why I don't know anything about this actor. I haven't watched any of these shows.
and he's also in he was in Predators.
He was in Predators?
He was
He
in
was
that
in that
movie.
movie.
Yeah, he was in
Oh, boy.
Predators. And
Unfortunately, he was in that movie.
Well, it wasn't much of a movie, but entertaining.
um,
Nothing else. Oh,
he
definitely
was
nothing
also
else.
in Django Unchained.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Cowboy and Aliens. He's really in a lot of stuff, but most people don't recognize him. He also was in the Hateful Eight.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know he was in the Hateful Eight too. Yeah, he was actually pretty good in that movie as well.
I think the part of it is just that he's rarely like a headliner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's always like
Until
the
recently.
side character.
Yeah.
You know who was kind of like that was oh, what was his name? I can't even remember his name, but he was the guy that played Muldoon in the second Jurassic Park movie, and he was also
There was
in
a
Alien
different
3.
Muldoon?
Something
Muldoon died,
something
didn't he?
Postlewaite, I think is his last name.
Clever girl.
Or not Muldoon. No, who was the like hunter guy in the second Jurassic Park movie?
I honestly
Are you
do
talking
not
about Lost
remember anything
World?
about the second.
Roland Tembo.
Yeah, that guy.
And Pete Postlethwaite.
Yes, he kind of reminds me of Walton Goggins a bit, and just that like he's always like these really good. He's kind of a good character actor.
Yeah, he also. I feel like he also disappears in the background, like Goggins.
Yeah.
Like he's prominent. He is prominent. He has a real presence, but you don't remember him. I mean,
You remember him. It's just that, like, just kind of.
He's just always the background character. He's never
Yeah.
like the main character.
Always the
He
bridesmaid,
serves
never the
the
bride.
plot really well as like a really iconic side character.
Yeah.
Brad Evans just said he's one of those that guy actors. Whenever he appears in a movie, you go, "Hey, it's that guy."
Yep.
And yeah, that's
That's a
absolutely
very
him.
good representation.
You see him, you know him from somewhere, you just don't know where from.
Oh, I had that feeling with I can't even remember what his name is. His name's like he's only in the one episode. The head?
Oh yeah. Well, I know him really well from Lost.
Yeah,
He
so
was, like, a
I
main
hadn't
character
seen him in
Lost.
anything since Lost, but he's stuck in my head from Lost. And I'm like, where have I seen this guy? Where have I
Michael
seen this guy?
Emmerich or something.
Yeah, and he was also in Saw, the first Saw.
I didn't see that.
He was
haven't
also
seen
in.
Saw?
I don't really like stupid slasher horror, or not slasher horror. I don't
Saw
like.
is not a stupid slasher.
I don't like
horror.
super violent horror.
I would say
I
the
don't
first.
li-
You might like the first one then, because they don't get like that until like the sequels.
Oh,
The
really?
first
I
one's
mean,
actually a really intelligent horror film.
Really?
Doesn't the first one already start off with having someone being forced to cut off their hand with a saw?
Yeah, but it's not gratuitous. At least not like I would compare it to the sequels.
Okay.
It's not nearly as
Yeah,
good.
I mean, of course, it's getting worse, but it doesn't start off like it's not that bad.
Well, I mean it's a horror film, so like yeah, but I mean I would say like comparatively to like
Oh,
a lot of modern horror, I don't think Saw is all that violent. The original Saw.
okay. I just love that. Doesn't it start with someone chopping their hand off with a saw? Yeah, but like not gratuitously. Amazing. How do I do this?
Gideon Smith says it's done so tastefully.
As tasteful as one can get when chopping a hand off with it.
But yeah, I mean, Saw is really popular for a reason. So, but
I
I'm
assumed it was
I
popular
actually
for the
hate the
grossness.
sequels because I do think they just became torture porn.
Okay, that's what I was
But,
worried the first one was.
I think that I think the first one is actually a really smart movie. I don't think like the problem with the sequels to Saw is they kind of eventually just became like how complex can we make the traps? And
Okay.
let's just like have really cool inventive deaths. It kind of ran into like Final Destination syndrome.
Yeah.
Where it was just like how wacky and crazy can we make the traps? Whereas the first one is like actually a really interesting kind of like thriller mystery. It's not I wouldn't even call the original Saw film a horror film. It's more like it kind of has more if you've seen 7, it kind of has more of those vibes.
Psychological thriller.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
it's like a
I'm getting
psychological thriller.
interested. You're saying it's like 7.
Yeah, it's the sequels definitely lean more into like just being like really violent and you know, again, like torture porn. But
Yeah.
the original film I think is much more about cuz like yeah, you've got the guys who are like in stuck in the room and like are having to follow these clues that the killer has left for them, but then the side plot is like a couple of detectives trying to find the killer, and like, you know, there's the whole mystery of like who is he, and I think the original Saw is like much higher brow than any of its sequels are.
Okay, good to know.
I can co-sign that.
Cosine, there we go.
But I wouldn't. But equally, I wouldn't put it as comparable to 7. I
No,
mean,
I don't think it's as good a film as 7.
it is at the end of the day a really brutal horror movie.
7 could be pretty brutal too. Like not on
Yeah, 7
screen, but
literally.
like psychologically.
I think there's more vile and violent things in 7 than there are in Saw.
Mm,
The guy being well, yeah, the lust
Yeah.
killing is definitely worse than anything in
yeah,
Saw.
but you don't really
What's
see
in the
that.
box, Bob?
But you see the guy's reaction to the lust killing, which almost makes it worse.
Yeah.
There's another that guy actor. The guy who does the lust killing?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like the android in like my favorite, DarthBob's least favorite? Wasn't he in like Resurrection? Alien Resurrection?
Oh, what's his name? Brad Dourif?
I don't know,
You
but
talking
I
about
think
Brad
he's in
Dourif?
Alien Resurrection, isn't he? The guy who plays the lust character, and
Yeah, is he the doctor, the like
might be a doctor.
scientist guy in Resurrection? Because that's
I
Brad
think so.
Dourif. He was also Grima Wormtongue in the
No,
Lord of the
no.
Rings.
Okay, different guy.
Okay. Are
He
you
plays.
talking?
Doesn't he play an android? I thought he plays an android. Or no,
The
he's
only
he's
android
one
in
of the
Alien
guys. He gets a
Resurrection
chest
was,
burster and he runs up and he puts his chest burster against someone's head.
Oh, that guy.
That
No,
guy.
he wasn't an android, but I know who you're talking about now.
He plays the lust victim in Saw, doesn't he? Oh, not Saw. Sorry,
does he?
7. Pretty sure he does.
Oh, I guess I never. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. I'll have to go back and watch it because yeah, that sounds right. Actually, now I think about it.
But he's
yeah,
one
I
of those
think I
actors
remember.
where I see him, I'm like, oh, it's that guy. And I don't know what his name is, but I recognize him, and he's kind of, I don't know if he's necessarily qualifies as a character actor. The Grima Wormtongue guy definitely qualifies as a character actor.
Yeah, Brad Dourif is great. I like Brad Dourif a lot.
Brad Evans said, to be fair, the cutting off of the leg in Saw is pretty much the only violent gory bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
good to know.
I would agree with that. And like I think back then showing gratuitously somebody cutting off their leg was like a big deal.
Yeah.
But now I think more violent things happened than that regularly in like Game of Thrones.
Oh, speaking of violent things in Game of Thrones, even though I hate people being like, this is the Game of Thrones of blah, this is the next Game of Thrones, I started watching Shogun.
Shogun is fantastic.
That's pretty cool. Hey, DarthBob, where did they film Shogun? Yes.
I'm guessing Canada.
Because I'm asking you.
Yes.
Yes, you're correct.
Is the answer Bratislava?
Oh, you got it, Bratislava. I thought it was filmed like in Japan or somewhere, and then like I don't know what it was, but there was something that happened. I'm like, wait, where is this filmed? I looked it up. It's filmed near Ucluelet, BC, which is one of my favorite parts of British Columbia. On Vancouver Island. It's also where they filmed Twilight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that was actually filmed in Forks.
No, it was filmed in like Ucluelet.
Huh.
West side of Vancouver Island.
That's interesting. I didn't know
Cool
that.
area. It's beautiful area. If you don't know where to go and you're like in Vancouver or something and you're like, or you have like a plan to go to British Columbia, just like go to Vancouver Island, like take a ferry, go to the island, and then drive to, everyone talks about Tofino. Tofino's kind of well known on the west coast of British Columbia, west coast of Vancouver Island. But look, Ucluelet, it's so hard to pronounce, is like the cheaper, smaller town that's south of like Tofino, which is like a big like surfing mecca. Like the prime minister goes to Tofino all the time. But yeah, you go to Ucluelet, it's down the way, and it's gorgeous and not as busy, or at least it wasn't when I went there 10 years ago. But yeah, that's where they filmed Shogun.
Cool. Yeah, I've really enjoyed that show. I'm not quite done with it yet.
Oh, dude, I'm only
everything
on
I've
episode
watched
2, so like, again, no
I think I've watched
spoilers.
the first 4, and they just get progressively better in my
Cool.
opinion. I also love what's his name? The main character.
The guy who plays Black Talon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
forget. Yeah, he played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, but like playing Scorpion, like you barely exist, right? You got like a mask on.
Yeah.
My problem.
He was
with
also
him
in
was,
The Last Samurai. I liked him in that.
He
as well.
was? Oh.
Mhm. He
That's
was like
appropriate.
the samurai who didn't like Tom Cruise at first.
Wait,
Yeah,
are we talking about the white guy, or are we talking about the Japanese guy?
Oh, no. I'm talking about
the
Hiroyuki Sanada.
No, I'm talking about the white guy.
Oh.
the discount Tom Hardy.
Is he discount Tom? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with discount Tom Hardy.
I always thought he is Tom Hardy, but I had to look him up and realized he is not Tom Hardy.
Okay, right. There is some Tom Hardy resemblance. I see it.
I had just rewatched Taboo just recently, and that's why his mannerisms and everything is really close to Tom Hardy. And that's, at first I thought Tom Hardy had just lost some weight for that role, but anyway.
Cosmo Jarvis. What the hell?
Is that his name? Cosmo Jarvis? That's a good name.
He is
Cosmo
a singer.
Praetorian Jarvis.
Sorry, what was that, Kajan?
I believe he's a singer or something like that.
Oh.
DJ or singer, something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah, he does a good job. And what I really like about the show, it's combining the source material, the real what's really happened, and the TV show, the old TV show. So
there's an old TV show.
It's based on a book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on a book.
TV show, TV movies, something like that. In the 70s, 80s.
This is a Japanese show?
No, it was an American one, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
My mother was really into it and watched it a lot. Mostly during her lunch break. That's why I had why I watched it as well. So.
Yep.
1980 miniseries. Featuring Richard Chamberlain as Blackthorn.
And that's a name I haven't heard in a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the 80s.
Yeah, Shogun's pretty cool. Enjoying
it. And it's even cooler once you learn that it's based on a book that's recounting the real history of a real person.
I was wondering how much of it was historical.
The book is basically his biography, as far as I understand it.
this Black Talon guy, or of oh god, what's his name? His name's not Tokugawa. What's
the Black Throne guy is the fictional version of the real person. Like they gave him a new name, but it's based on the book. And the book is about some guy. It's really about the first white guy that came over there. He lived there. He hated. He basically went native, and pretty much the English Empire tried to persuade him to help him getting into ingrained into the society, having them establishing relations, and he basically blocked them all. And he
spoilers.
didn't want to have anything. It's not that isn't in the TV show.
Okay.
The TV show doesn't last that long. That's he's the real guy lived like 5 years, 10 years, something like that in Japan, in feudal ship.
I just like the wild story about like the Portuguese and like them like trying to like claim Japan for themselves and like trying to hide it from people, and it's like their secret like empire that no one knows how to find. And like I was like Googling like Magellan's Passage and like the Strait of Magellan, and I didn't know anything about this, like learning about seafaring. I don't know, it was cool. So it's pretty neat.
Tom Wilson has joined us.
Hello, Tom Wilson.
Apparently, he almost missed the stream because he was watching X-Men 97 and Tales of the Empire.
I still gotta watch X-Men 97. So I'm trying to replicate like the weird rough thing that's around like a Lictor's neck in large scale, like cutting out pieces of a Norn Emissary. It's challenging because I want to pin this bit to the back of this thing, but the angle is tricky. But maybe I need to stop thinking about it and just glue it.
Stick. Motherfucker.
Any drama in the hobby land that we need to talk about?
It's the same old drama seems to be still ongoing. At least I've seen people are still losing their shit about the custodies.
About lady custodies?
Yeah.
Oh man, we talked about that last stream.
I've heard some people complaining about the new Skaven clan rats not being as rankable, or not looking like they're going to be as rankable as the old ones, which...
But aren't they Age of
I can
Sigmar?
understand why that annoys
Yeah,
people.
the Age of Sigmar. But
shouldn't Age of Sigmar not be rankable?
Well, Age of Sigmar doesn't use the ranking system.
Yeah, that's why.
Like,
why would they care about it being rankable?
Well, because now there's the old world, and the old world has rules for Skaven, and they're discontinuing the main troop for Skaven, which need to be able to rank up. So if they're releasing Skaven that you can't rank up, it's kind of like, well, what do the people who are trying to play Skaven use?
So I got some thoughts on the new Skaven.
Yeah, me too.
They're boring. Like they're safe. Like I've never been a Skaven player, but I've always been Skaven curious. And like I'm like, oh, maybe like they're gonna release some Skaven models that are gonna like get me from Skaven curious to like, I don't know. What's the level above agnostic about Age of Sigmar? But yeah, but I've been like waiting and hoping for something cool and wild, and I feel like I haven't seen it yet.
I feel like Skaven have a very like passionate fan base, and I feel like if you fuck with the iconic units too much, you're gonna upset a lot of people.
Like if you go like Swamp Orcs on them, it's gonna be a problem.
Yes, yeah,
Gotcha.
I think that would be a very very bad choice.
Didn't think about that.
Absolutely.
So I kind of
Also,
respect that
just
they've kind of stayed safe with a lot of the models.
just to a certain extent, I also, for the rank and file, whatever. Just, riding through just kind of updates for
Yeah.
like all the big stuff. Like that's the ones that you care about really. So if the rank and file are just kind of updates, sure.
Yeah,
They're
like we
really
haven't
not-
seen anything like big and scary and freaky and funky yet. Like the Giselle gun thing to me feels rank and filey as well.
It is rank and file.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I really love what they're doing with the rank and file. So I
I mean,
mean,
they haven't done new Giselles in like 30 years, so
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. Cool.
I mean, that's what I like about the new Skaven they are showing off right now, because the old Skaven, they are all diminutive. Diminutive is the wrong word. They are compact.
Yeah.
They are too dense as a miniature, and they took these new ones and they stretched them out. They gave them a little bit more sleek and
See, I'm looking for more
rat-like.
of that. Like I feel like they don't have enough stretched out sleek.
Yeah, but it's a lot better than it was previously, and that's why I like these
Yeah.
models. They're looking a lot more like they're starved and
Yeah.
mangled, and that's what I like about them right now.
Okay.
For a rank and file, I mean, I don't want them to go wild with the rank and file, because they're rank and file.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I
I'd
just
say when
like
you have to like put a lot of them together and paint them,
yeah.
like you don't want too much crap on each one of them, because otherwise you're gonna hate life.
Yeah. And like Games Workshop has leaned into the not too much crap on each one of them. Like we saw that with the Kroot, that they definitely had like diminished crap on them, which is like, can be cool if you're worried about like Games Workshop putting too much stuff on models, because there has been criticism of that. But I think what I was hoping for was like, to me it looks like Eldar Guardian effect, that they did the Eldar Guardians and they were like a very cromulent update of the Guardian kit that hadn't been updated in a while. Like Guardian kit 4K. Like that's basically it. But they didn't do anything new. They didn't do anything different. And that's how I feel about the Skaven. That like very well rendered update of the classic sculpt, but they didn't take the opportunity to do anything new and different. But now I feel like I understand better from what DarthBob said, that there are very large, very strong fan base for these models, and if they'd gone wild on them, it would have been pissed. I guess like if they'd gone wild on rank and file gaunts, I might have been kind of pissed. But
Terminators are a perfect example of this. If
What
they
are?
had changed the design of the Terminators when they upscaled them, people would have rioted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm with you. If that's how you're explaining it, that Skaven is like Terminators, I'm fine with it. Because if they had like changed, yeah, I would have been pissed. Might hate Space Marines, love me some Terminators.
We have some comments in chat.
Thank you.
One of them is by Peter Lucala. And he said, by the way, thank you, Mr. Pink, for showing off my Sanctus based on Skaven models.
Yo, Peter, that Sanctus is so hot. It's so hot. Yeah, I shared this on Instagram a while back. Oh man, like I feel like everyone needs to just buy Skaven,
very
and
sweet.
everyone needs to buy Skaven and make Genestealer Cultists out of them. Like it's so bang on for me.
That was my third option, but I don't think the new Skaven models will be out for me to do something in June still.
No, they might be out at the end of June. Who knows?
Yeah, that's why I discarded the idea. But I absolutely want to have Skaven red mutants as part of my Genestealer brood.
So, Peter, if you're still here, don't put the link, because like this YouTube's weird about if you try and post a link. But can you just like put your like just type a comment in and say, hey, my Instagram handle is and then just write it without the @ mark, like your flat out Instagram name, because I can't remember what your Instagram name is, but I remember that Sanctus, and like people need to see that stuff and your stuff. So yeah, share it. Just like put another comment in and be like, hey, my Instagram handle is this, but don't put the link because it'll block you. It won't block you, but it'll not let you post the link. And then other people can check it out.
Yeah, and I will be taking it and getting the proper link.
Thank you, Kajan.
And Brad Evans said, I like how when Mr. Pink said he was curious about Skaven, he likened it to religion, where my brain went straight to sexuality.
Well, yeah, no, I thought sexuality first, and then I went religion, so don't worry. We're in the same boat. When I said Skaven curious, I was definitely talking sexuality. But I'm not into rats. I don't like rat stuff.
This
to
is
be
a
clear.
weird trajectory of conversation.
No, I'm on the same page as Brett. I was thinking the same thing, Brett. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Neek man.
And as always, the sweet,
wait, was that Brett?
sweet,
yeah, it was Brett. What? Oh wait, where's my sign?
Sweet transfer over to Slaneshi content on this channel.
Yes.
I got a thing.
Where's the Slaneshi content?
There we
warning?
go. There's your warning. Slaneshi content. Needs more tentacles. Wait, I got a thing. Yeah, get that tentacle action. Oh yeah. This really pisses off the stabilization on my camera. Like if you can see my little mat behind when I move this sign, my camera's like, I gotta follow it.
Anyway. And John Wilson asks if you wanted more Hell Pit Abomination, Mr. Pink.
Yeah, baby. I always need more Hell Pit Abomination in my life. What I want is some big, beefy, juicy rat ogres. That is what I need.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's going to be the litmus test for whether this is a successful reboot of the Skaven line for me.
Yeah, I want me some rat ogres.
Especially because they were such a cock tease with the Isle of Blood rat ogres, and then they never were released as solo models, and we've been still stuck with these 25-year-old ugly ass rat ogre models.
Listen, Linda. We got us some Storm Fiends, and those things have paid dividends.
I hate the Storm Fiend models.
You are a monster. Get out of my stream right now.
Somehow they made an Age of Sigmar model before Age of Sigmar was a thing.
Get out of my stream. They're the best. That's how you make grotesques, baby. That's how you make
I can see them being great as grotesques.
Any homunculus
I just
anything.
hate them as Skaven.
Okay, well. Yeah, well, I just want them for grotesques. I just want them for homunculus flesh hulks. So I guess that doesn't really apply to Skaven at all.
Well, we move too far away from the Slaneshi content. Gideon Smith asks, so no strong feelings about Gadget from Rescue Rangers?
No. That's a good one. I'm of that vintage. Oh wait, I guess the Rescue Rangers still exist.
Yeah, me too.
No comments. I could neither confirm nor deny. Curious feelings about Gadget. Was that her name? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was her name.
Neither curious feelings about Gadget nor Monty with his big mustache.
He loved cheese, dude. He loved cheese.
Don't all mice?
Actually, no.
No? No, that's true. Peanut butter.
They love...
But I'm definitely not trapping mice in my house. I'm definitely not using peanut butter.
Yeah. Vasilian has a question for us.
Oh, great. We love questions. What is the question?
He says, Hola there, Chief. I got a sculpting modeling question for you.
Great.
When you're doing your head surface sculpting work, like a carapace plate, how long do you roughly wait for cure time before you start?
Between plates, I guess.
Probably.
So, if you're getting started at it and you haven't done it very much, I would wait for the stuff, like if you sculpt something on a Tyranid head and like carapace plates, whatever, and you look at it, you're like, damn, I'm really happy with how that looks. Put the model down. Put the model down, walk away for at least 2.5 hours. You could chance 2 hours, but the longer the better, because you do not want to be that guy, and I've been that guy, where you have something, you're happy with it, and you're like, oh man, I'm so happy with this, I'm going to keep sculpting. And then you shove your finger in what you just did. So I would say let it fully cure, and to fully cure, green stuff needs about, well, it's like from when you like stop sculpting. So 2 hours is probably safe. 3 hours is very safe. If you want to speed it up, you can put it under like a halogen lamp, like put it kind of close to the bulb, but you got to be very careful because most of our miniatures are plastic, and halogen could warp the plastic. It gets hot, and that's what helps green stuff cure faster, but it can also help your plastic decure and become mutated. So yeah, I would say like if you're happy with something, you gotta leave it for 2 hours. But then once you get more comfortable, you can like keep going. Sorry, what?
Speaking of shoving your fingers into green stuff.
Would you just do it? Oh no, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I summoned that demon into the stream.
Yeah, you literally jinxed it.
On the thing about the Triton plates, I also would go in reverse. So go from back to front.
Yes.
Because it's easier
Good tip.
to layer on top.
Great tip.
Versidian did clarify. He says he's thinking more along the lines of actually shaping the plates. He finds immediately mixing the stuff and trying to get the hard defined edge not to work out too well.
Oh yeah, if you wait longer, if your green stuff has been curing for about an hour, it gets easier to do sharp edges. And legit, the easiest way to do a sharp edge on a piece of green stuff, where the heck is that thing? I want to show you something. Where the hell did I put it? So if you follow Bits of Box is a genius sculptor, far better than me. And one of the reasons that Bits of Box is far better than me is that when I sculpt something and I sculpt an armor plate and it's done, I'm like, I'm done. It's done. I'm so happy. But Bits of Box goes in and will like sand the plates, will cut the plates. So on this Norn Emissary, where is it? So you can kind of see the marks here. Wait. So if you look, hold on, in here, you can see that I've cut this plate to get the angle right, because it was like a weird angle. In fact, I could go in there and clean it up some more. But cutting plates is definitely the easiest way to get like right here. I've sculpted like a, I don't know how well you can see it. Oh, there you go. There's like a bulge at the edge of this plate, because what I've done is I've sculpted the plate and I've gone in and I've lifted the edge here. So it's bulged up there. And then now that this is cured, I can just get my very sharp scalpel knife and just go in and cut off that bulge. So the plate is actually like flat at the edge. And that's the way to do it. That's the easy way to do it, rather than trying to sculpt it and get it perfect. So I sculpted these and I got them pretty close. And then once they were cured, I went in and cleaned up the edges by cutting them.
I
did that up here too.
I would also recommend using a round cup silicone shaper to get the edge to lift up.
Yep.
That's working, or a scalpel blade if it's small enough to get it the edge to look like it's lifting up. And I absolutely would recommend shaping it after the fact. If you're not happy with it, I mean, I do that all the time. I'm cutting it usually or extending it. Worst case, you cut a little bit too much, and then you can take a tiny sliver of green stuff and redefine the edge. That's how you get really good results. The plates, I think.
Yeah, good tip.
I think the most important thing that I've learned about sculpting green stuff is if it cures and you look at it and you're not happy with it, just chop it off and try again.
Yeah. And you can totally do that. It's very
Yep.
easy to cut off.
I think I've resculpted the plates on the Talent Horror I'm working on 5 or 6 times.
Maybe too many times.
Maybe, probably too many times, but I'm very
You're
perfectionist.
aiming for the best.
Yeah, I want it. I want this to be. It's a tribute to Hydra. I want it to be as good as it can be.
Oh man, his Talon Horror is so good.
What Zidian said, like, I got the tools, just the experience with modeling itself, really. And I have to say, while you gain experience, since you're not technically doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're relearning a lot of stuff each and every time. So
Yeah, I do that. If I don't sculpt for a while, there's times where I'm like, what the hell did I do last time?
Oh yeah, I mean
Relearning
that's
is the thing.
where I'm at right now with these fucking face tentacles. I like completely forgot how I did them the first time, but it's coming back to me, kind of.
It's all coming back to me.
Don't let lack of experience discourage you from sculpting, because
You can
sculpting
have
is
experience and it doesn't necessarily help.
not... Yeah, and sculpting is not just additive, it's also subtractive.
Yes,
so
that's a really
don't-
important lesson.
So don't be afraid to cut, to file, to shape it however you need it. You always can add more putty later.
Yeah.
And watch out for dust particles and cat hair.
Oh my god, cat. Any hair. I put my putty on the back of my hand. I pick up my hand hairs. It's so annoying. Or any, like, if you have any kind of like fibrous mat anywhere near your work surface, you're gonna pick up hairs.
I absolutely what I have started doing, which we once talked about before the stream. I'm in the habit of wiping down my whole work surface with isopropanol, because it's evaporating real quick, and it's picking up all the dust particles, all the little hairs and stuff like that.
Picks up hair. Interesting. Didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Just a little isopropanol and a paper towel thing, and just rub it down. It will evaporate in like 30 seconds, and you have a clean work surface, free of dust and everything.
Okay, I think like 3 more tentacles, and then we will have enough tentacles.
Never enough tentacles. Never enough.
Well, I'm gonna run out of room for more tentacles, so
maybe it's enough tentacles then.
Make more.
Make more room for more tentacles.
Bigger head. Also, halfway through this, I realized this is not the right tool for this, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, the tool for this is sitting right next to me. Why am I not using it?"
Because you were using the one you already had in your hand.
Yep.
You wanted to do expert mode, man. Hard
Yeah,
mode.
pretty much. I'm playing Warhammer sculpting on nightmare mode.
That was a good question. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, it was a good question.
Shit, sorry.
It's nice to talk about actual work in progress stuff on Work in Progress Wednesday.
Imagine.
Brother Pink joined us briefly.
Brother Pink? Really?
Yeah, we commented earlier about if you had seen the Rescue Rangers reboot movie.
Oh, no, he was telling me about it because he was showing it to his kid, I think. There it is.
And Gadget and Zipper got together. And Monty got
Oh, yeah, he did tell me about that because Zipper's like the fly, right?
Yeah.
And I think he told me they had like a kid. And it's like, wait,
yeah.
How does that work?
Presidian, if you want to join, we do have a Discord So I guess someone can send him a invitation, right?
Yeah, if you send me a Instagram message or you send me an email at it's modernsynthesist@gmail.com. Just be like, hey, I want to join the Discord. It's private, but only because I don't want to deal with random people from the internet showing up and posting weird stuff. But if people are here and are into the stream, you're welcome to join. All right, I'm gonna have to massacre this head.
To create, you must destroy.
There we go. Good man. That's what I want to hear. Trying to save as much brain matter as I can.
Okay, it's
Weird.
finally starting to look like a Cthulhu face.
We don't see it, eh? Like it's not on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's because it's really hard to.
Like, should I take your video away? Because I feel like it's not really doing anything. It's fine.
Occasionally, you could see me. You could see me rolling tentacles.
Yeah, and reach for a tool.
This friggin' thing would focus. Oh, you gonna work now? Maybe.
Come on.
I'm running into an issue here where when I put the two sides of this head together, I didn't really assemble them straight. So, getting interesting.
Oh, the other thing about Tyranid plates, at least that I've learned, is that when you're first starting out, it could be really hard to get them symmetrical on either side.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it.
Tyrannids are organic. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll look fine.
We had one more question.
Oh yeah, hit us up.
Vasilian also asked earlier what the white parts you use to extend those legs.
Oh, they're pieces of PVC pipe.
That is the tiniest PVC pipe I've ever seen.
This is actually pretty thick.
Yeah, but like gauge-wise, it seems pretty small.
No way, dude.
Oh, I've definitely used smaller PVC pipes on my project.
Like, this is my usual. And, like, I'm pissed off because I can't find this giant pipe that I used for this. Oh, no, sorry, not PVC. No, did I say, sorry, not PVC. Styrene. Sheet styrene.
Styrene. Oh,
sorry,
okay, that makes
did I say
sense.
PVC?
I was gonna say.
Plasticard. Plasticard. Sheet styrene is what I meant to say. Damn it, not PVC.
Yeah, because PVC is like what they use for plumbing.
Yes, that is not
I've
what I
seen
meant.
people use that for like big projects, but not like. I didn't think they made it in that small gauge.
I don't know if I've ever used PVC for a project. I should have used it for the DOM, but I think because I built it up slowly, I didn't.
I mean, let's begin with the fact that if you ever used something like Sculpey or other polymer clays, which you have to bake to harden, all that is PVC. So.
Oh yeah.
Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was PVC based.
Yeah, all that is PVC. And so if you used any of that stuff, you worked with PVC.
Interesting. I learned something today.
So I got a problem here. I've got these like nice brainy bits, but they're right where I want to put the like weird like ridges on the edge of the head. How do I try cutting and saving the brainy bits, or do I just say frig it, flip it all off and sculpt it back?
Destroy it.
On the subject of PVC pipes for plumbing and stuff, I mean, you can get small pipes like that for aquaristic, like when you're doing fish tank or stuff like that. They usually have a small diameter.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That does make sense.
So,
but are they rigid or are they flexible?
You can get both.
Because like rigid is what I'd be going for.
All right, so here's where we're at. If you can focus, can you focus?
All right, cutting off the brains. Hopefully, saving them, using them again later.
That's kind of where we're at right now.
Ooh, that's a good looking tentacle face.
Was
So
Quippy?
I think now I'm gonna try and like sculpt up around like where the tentacles meet the face and kind of have that kind of octopus face transition from like going down the nose and the
So, hot tip
eye
for people
sockets
who
and
want to
all
make
that.
a tentacle face like the one DarthBob's making, but don't want to play in hard mode. Hydra taught me to make tentacles like separately, just like roll them out on your workspace and like shape them or whatever, and then let them dry and then glue them on.
Yeah, you can dry them
But then you
first.
can't
I
really
just like to
pose
be able
them.
to manipulate the whole
Yeah.
mass
You said that you're like
together.
posing them as you put them in, and it's harder to do
Yeah.
that when you pre-make
Yeah,
them.
I feel like you get more organic shapes when you do that, but it is a lot more fiddly.
Yeah.
That's why my recommendation earlier was to have one or two
An
you
armature.
dry and glue on, and then you can shape the other stuff around it.
Also a good idea.
So there are many ways you can do it. You can go about it.
But nobody sculpts face tentacles quite as good as Hydra.
No.
You
That's
just have to
true.
accept you will
Does
never be as
sculpt
good
as
as
well.
Hydra.
This is what happens when you sell your soul to Cthulhu.
Yep. You learn the secrets of the tentacles.
Yep. All right, now I got some clear runway for my things.
Peter
That'll work.
Lucola wants to know if DarthBob is converting Gene Stealer code.
So, the easiest
Ish?
answer to that is yes. Though technically, this is a model for a world building project that I'm working on. And technically, the gene stealer cults are not technically gene stealers. They're people who have been psychically mutated by the hive mind, and had their DNA manipulated to become more tyrannid-like.
Cool.
So they're like tyrannid mutants rather than gene stealers proper.
Could say that gene stealers are Tyranid mutants.
Yeah, it's just they're not like these people are not changing
Not standard
by
stuff.
like the traditional
Kiss.
gene stealer life cycle.
Generations of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people have acne, others grow a third limb.
I think maybe one more tentacle.
Always one more tentacle.
Although I'm kind of worried if I do one more tentacle, I'm going to screw up the other tentacles.
Yeah, you definitely are. So just be ready for it.
This is
I mean, I have
where we
faith
get
in you, but I
that
also have
realm
faith
we
in the
were
rules
talking
of
about.
green stuff.
This is where we get into that realm we were just talking about, where
Yep.
you try and do one more little thing and then you end up screwing up all your work. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of tempted to call it good on the amount of tentacles.
are you really happy with one side and you're like, oh, I have a little bit green stuff left. I can
Yep.
do a smooch over there, and
Yep.
suddenly your whole paw is in the great work.
No way, friend. You're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're done for now.
Smart move.
Maybe I'll add another one later.
You can always add one
stuff
later.
is also starting to get more cured, so it's not as stickable. I just feel like he needs like one more, like right here in the center, or maybe I can like move these around so that.
So, are you showing us
here...
the model because we can't see what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking to myself and looking at.
Okay, great. I'm so glad we have your video up.
Yeah,
Oh, you can see here, if you're new to this kind of thing, why does it keep wanting to focus on my Ivia? Get out of here. Now it wants to focus on my clippers. Anything but what I want.
What do you think of this?
Ooh, I think it looks fine. I think it's good. You don't need any more tentacles. I filled this with foil because this damn thing is hollow, and then sculpted on top of here, so it's not all green stuff.
Okay. So now I'm going to mix up a green stuff epoxy blend and fill that gap in his underarm. my epoxy sculpt?
Look in your freezer.
Actually, you know what? I actually think it is in my freezer. Funny
You're
enough.
welcome.
I will be right back.
Yeah, hot tip. You got too much green stuff, you mixed up too much green stuff, put it in your freezer. It'll be good for like 1 to 2 days.
That is exactly where it was.
Go.
Mr. Pink, what is your preferred proportions of epoxy sculpt to green stuff?
I
Do you
usually
like
do 1 to
equal
1, slightly
50-50?
more epoxy.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Do you
It's like
find it changes depending on what you're sculpting?
the bigger it is, the more epoxy I use and the less green stuff. Yes. What about you?
I kind of like to use more epoxy if it's a harder surface, or if I want it to be
Yep.
like a sharper surface.
Yep.
But if it's going to be something fragile, I prefer it to be like if it's a tentacle, I prefer it
Bingo.
to just be
I agree.
50-50 or maybe even more green stuff.
I totally agree. And that's what like Hydra would tell you to do. That's what Hydra told me to do. That if you're doing a tentacle, he would do it entirely in green stuff because green stuff is flexible, like it'll bend rather than break. Whereas epoxy sculpt will shatter, crack.
Hold on, I have a child yelling for me. I'll be right back.
Good luck.
I absolutely agree on the green stuff. When it's soft and delicate, definitely only green stuff. Like if you have small details that protrude your model, only green stuff because it's a lot more flexible.
Yep.
And when I just want to fill or underlay, will plan to sculpt over it, I will just use epoxy or milliput.
Yeah, agreed.
Even just sometimes used plumber's putty if I just had that stuff around.
Heretic.
I mean, if it's just to filling, it's curing a lot faster than milliput and.
Hey, dude,
epoxy.
I sculpted hell using plumber's putty because I didn't have enough green stuff, and it was hell. It was actually hell. That stuff gets hot. It's scary.
Yeah, because you have like 30 minutes work time at most.
Yep.
With that stuff, but yeah, it's super cheap filler.
Hey, speaking of super cheap filler, hot tip: soda bicarbonate of soda and super glue. We're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, make some really cool textures too for like rusted metal and stuff.
Yes. I think. Oh no, I did super glue and PVA glue to get some interesting textures recently. So I'm gluing this thing in here, but I'm gluing it to like aluminum foil, and like there's not a lot of support structure, and I was about to say I'm not going to bother pinning it, but I couldn't pin it if I wanted to because there's nothing to pin it to. So it mostly goes where I want it to go. This is the random shape. Okay, so I kind of tack it in there with the super glue. Then what I do is I go and I fill in with more super glue. Of course, now my alarm's going off. Damn. And then while the super glue is still goopy, I get my bicarbonate of soda, otherwise known as baking soda if you're in North America. And I just sprinkle it on in there on the still wet super glue.
People need to be careful with baking soda because sometimes there are other stuff mixed in.
What? What are you talking about?
At least over here, if you're going into the shop to buy a packet of baking soda, you're usually getting the bicarbonate and a leavening agent.
A leavening agent?
Yeah.
We call that baking powder, I think.
Yeah, baking powder and baking soda are two different things over here, at least.
The North American thing. Yeah, if you're in Europe, don't buy baking soda. buy bicarbonate of soda, just that. And if you're in North America, buy baking soda. Definitely not baking powder, because that's got the leavening agent that Kajan's talking about. But
just
it
get
sets...
the little refrigerator packets of Arm & Hammer.
Oh, I didn't know they had little hammer.
Yeah, it's small and cheap and
I usually just
more
buy
than
the box
enough.
and stick it in my fridge like a noob.
And you also want to apply it like Mr. Pink does right now by putting the glue down and the sodium bicarbonate on top. Not the other
Yes,
way around.
yes.
Or
Don't put
it
the...
will become,
Yeah. Don't put the
yeah,
bicarb down and then put glue on it. It'll get messy.
yeah. If you do it the other way around, it will bloom. So
I think I reversed my damn plates, but whatever.
If I may interject here,
Yeah,
given that it's about 9:15 right now, if you guys
good man.
like and enjoy the stream and want to keep following along in future streams, please like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Look at this man. Look at how professional this man is. Thanks, Will. Okay, same thing over here.
Hey, here's a follow-up question for you, Mr. Prank.
Yes, sir.
What do you infill your models with?
Oh, I just said that, didn't I? Aluminum foil. And this bicarbonate, well, you can't really infill with bicarbonate of soda, but... yeah, I got aluminum foil inside the void in this thing. It's pretty much my go-to. You can also use insulation foam, like the pink insulation foam if you've got that kicking around. What do you use, Will?
I like to use cork.
Cork, look at
sprue.
you. Sprue.
Cork and sprue.
Fancy.
Well, mostly because I have literally too much just like empty sprues lying around, so just chopping them up as filler is really sturdy and not too heavy.
Smart. That's a good solution.
Yeah, I like the cork a lot, but the problem is that things don't like to stick to it very well.
Okay.
So like it's
What about
kind of a
putty?
pain to.
Putty won't stick to it?
It will, but you still gotta like let it cure a bit. Like I think like trying to glue cork to plastic styrene, you kind of, I think I've found the best one is either like hot glue or just regular Elmer's glue.
Mm-hmm.
But of
Yeah.
course, Elmer's glue just takes a while to dry thoroughly, and then even then, it's not like super sturdy.
If you mix the Elmer's glue with something else, it's getting better. Like if you using, I like to use plaster of Paris, for example. If you use that, the plaster will soak up the water in the Elmer's glue, and it will be getting rock hard.
Cool.
And yeah, hot glue as fillers works also nice, especially if you cut a little bit paper, so you can fill it in with the hot glue and then put a layer of paper on top, so that the hot glue binds with the paper and you sculpt onto the paper. That also gets a real strong bond.
I'm filling as we speak here because I'm realizing that I screwed up the portions of this head and it's all lopsided. So I got some aluminum foil I'm trying to shove in here while I'm working. Don't use silicone. If you're messing around with super glue, don't get your silicone tools anywhere near it because it'll destroy them. What were you going to say, Kajan?
Grimdank just said, gotta fill models with hair to please the gods.
Hair?
Hair, yes.
Gross, man. You do you. You do your heretical ways.
And
Grimdang knows what they're doing, though.
And Vasidian sent you the email.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'm not going to check it right now. I'm busy swearing at this model.
And yeah, it's absolutely
that's all good sculptors do.
Is where
Actor Destiny just asked if you varnish your minis, and yes, you absolutely should varnish your minis.
I don't that often, but you should.
I don't either.
Yeah, when you go to the extra mile to paint them, please varnish them. You
I
want
still
to
don't,
you
but
want to
yeah,
enjoy
you should
your paint
definitely
job.
What
100%.
What is this painting thing everyone keeps talking about? I don't understand.
Do what I say, not what I do. Varnish your minis.
I don't like varnishing because I find it usually ruins the paint job for me.
Didn't you get screwed over by one? Wasn't that your whole
Yes.
thing? Oh man.
Yes, but
Still
also,
raw.
so I have an unreasonable hatred for varnishes. But also, I find that varnishes just tend to change the colorations and the finishes too much, and like I'd rather the model look like it looked when I finished painting it.
Well, yeah, I would
Plus, I don't really
say
game, so I'm not worried about the paint rubbing off.
if you're gonna varnish a mini, make sure you test your varnish before you varnish it.
Yeah,
You don't want to
be like
have
me.
like your beautiful paint
Yeah.
job ruined by a bad varnish.
I would say before you use any of your hobby materials and additives and whatnot, test them on some sprue on unimportant bits because you never know.
No, you have to use it on the conversion you spent 150 hours on first.
DarthBob knows from experience.
It's
Yes.
kind of like testing whether or not your green stuff has cured. You know, you don't like touch it daintily. You just stick your thumb right in the middle of it just to see
Yep.
whether or not.
I guess it's not cured.
Oh well.
I'll try again next time.
And yeah, but to get back to the point, the reason why you want to varnish your miniatures is because the paint job will last much longer. What's his name?
Provided you're happy with your paint job. Provided you're not happy with your paint job, just rub that shit off with oil on your fingers.
Goobertown's Hobbies on YouTube did time-lapse testings of painted minis, like primer models that were primed, models that were just regularly painted and varnished and stuff like that, and all kinds of combinations. And he basically moved them around a gaming board to while eating some
Cheetos or something. Cool. I like it.
And he did that like 100 laps, and then looked at it. What's the paint job? What's the difference and stuff like that. And he also had another test where he put them in a box and shook the box and everything. So and definitely the only difference, you can go without primer. Doesn't really make much of a difference, but varnishing definitely protects your paint job from
Isn't
kinds of-
testing this by having Funyuns fingers kind of like testing the waterproofness of an iPhone by using a power washer?
Sure. That's fine. But like if it's waterproof to a power washer, it'll definitely waterproof to everything else. Might not be realistic, but you know.
I mean, I think if you care so little about your paint job that you're regularly handling them with Funyuns fingers, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Who's to say it's you? Maybe it's someone you don't know picking up your miniature.
Gideon just said, yeah, it was the Cheeto test. So.
Yeah, I thought it would be Cheetos.
But
I think of the most like offensive thing that someone could handle my miniatures after touching. It would be Cheetos.
But yeah, it's definitely making a difference. So. And Goobertown Hobbies has a bunch of cool stuff. Like he also looked at brush tips under a scope and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So if you're into the science side of the hobby, you can check him out.
Hey, I once did a sciencey video about Nivea versus water versus Vaseline.
And we had a whole stream about epoxy and combinations and why you should be using gloves and stuff like that.
Yes, and not plastic, because epoxy, there's some whatever It comes out of plastic that can make epoxy set. Okay, so this head is whacked, but whatever. I just need to accept it.
And while we are at it, talking about cheetahs and funyuns, don't eat while you're sculpt.
No, don't. Don't do it. Not worth it.
And
I wasn't
also,
even aware that anybody did that. Why would you do that?
I mean, there are people out there that recommend licking your, not only licking your sculpting tools and using spittle to lubricate them, but also to knead the green stuff by chewing it.
Okay, that is a urban legend. No one still does that.
I mean, I don't know if people still do it, but I've seen people in earnest recommend that. So,
Really?
like 4 years
God.
ago, yeah.
Don't hang out with those people. Monsters. All right. I think I'm going to call this for the evening because I got some work done. Here's my soon-to-be giant lictor. Soon. Quote-unquote soon-to-be giant lictor. Let's see. This.
And Grimdang, no, I'm not in the habit of smoothing out my green stuff with my tongue.
Gross! Gross. I think he needs a little more.
It's a little bit too close for us to see.
Oh, I backed it up.
Much better.
And I cannot wait for my hand to be unbroke.
So you can make some cool shit.
In theory.
I
Hopefully,
also
maybe.
cannot wait for your hand to be unbroke because I would like to see you make some cool shit. Job's a good one. I gotta find that other tube that I use to extend legs because I'm an.
Now that you held the legs to it, I would agree that you should probably add like half a centimeter to the mid section.
Yeah, I think so.
It's looking a little bit staunched.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, it's looking fine without the legs, but when you since you elongated the legs, I think it needs to be riding it. The chest plate needs to be a bit longer.
I agree. Wondering if I can fudge it by like, because I don't want to actually have to like extend it here. But the trick that I used with the Emissary is I tacked the tail further back. And I like tacked it on here. Just a little further.
All the way back doesn't look like it's in line, but if you go halfway, it's looking a lot better.
Well, what I was thinking of doing was taking like because whenever you get a Norn Emissary, you get 2 waste pieces. So I was gonna take the other waste piece and just I think I have it here. I don't know what it is. I thought I saw it recently. Oh, there it is. Make your hobby space enough of a mess, you'll always find what you need.
Organized chaos.
There you go.
It's the sign of true genius.
Sign of what?
Organized chaos is the sign of true genius.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So they say. Oh, I should have done it the other way. I think the other one's slightly bigger. Whatever. It's too much work to flip one of those and put it on top, but maybe.
You could also consider having some tentacles coming out from underneath the rib cage to hide.
No. Too many tentacles.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pink. I haven't asked this question. What is this? What are you building? I must have missed the.
Oh, didn't I say? I thought I said.
I must have missed it.
This is a giant lictor.
Oh, another giant lictor.
That's why I keep like trying to compare it to this boy right here.
Is it a giant neurolictor?
No, it's a Norn emissary sized lictor.
Ah. So an extra giant lictor.
It's I don't mess around. When I call something giant, it's big.
Well, I mean the hive tyrant size one was pretty giant too.
Yes, this is gonna be bigger than that. So this is a commission for my dear friend who owns the Drunken Dreadnoughts. Anyone remembers me making a Drunken Dreadnought years back? My buddy Josh, who is huh?
Sorry, just said. Oh, you replaced the saw blade.
Yeah, because I busted the crap out of it last time. Yeah, my buddy Josh, he's really good at like giving me random commissions and just like letting me go wild. So he asked me if I could make him a big sneaky lictor. So basically make a Norn emissary look like what it's supposed to look like a sneaky assassin bug. But leaning heavily into the lictor vibe because he's got a Vanguard swarm that he's making. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Very cool.
Basidian just asked what the saw is.
So this is it's called a razor saw. I feel like it's hard to find good ones in North America, but maybe it's just my hobby shops nearby are not great. But this one is actually from PK Pro in Germany. Simon got it for me and sent it to me because it's such a nice wooden handle. And then, but I can get the saw blades here at my local hobby shop, but like for some reason they just have these gross plastic handles for them. And it's just a very fine saw, which is very pleasing.
A good alternative is I've actually been using these guys a lot. They're little saw blades that actually will fit in like your X-Acto knife.
I feel like those, I don't know, they didn't work as well for me.
They don't work for you?
I don't know. It's something about like
I've had a lot of success with them because like with the orc model I did, I had to saw that entire torso like off of the waist of the model, so it was like, I don't know, a good inch and a half of solid pewter. And I basically exclusively used those saw blades and they work pretty well. I only had to go through like 2 of them, which I was surprised that they lasted so long going through such a tough material.
Nice. Oh, there you go. There's an option.
If you can't find one of those fancy PK Pro
Well, yeah, these are
saw blades.
I had trouble finding a nice handle. Saw blades are available. A nice handle was the issue. Oops. I'm sure other people have these saws. I think they're called razor saws. I don't know.
Yeah, you can get jeweler's saws too.
Jeweler saws. I wanted to get an actual one. I call the like weird saw that Games Workshop used to sell a jeweler saw. Because it has that like weird arm with like the skinny blade in it. Like the ribbon kind of saw.
It's just a coping saw with a thin blade.
Well, it's a coping saw. That's what it's called. Okay.
It's a coping saw where you can shorten the distance between the handles.
Yep. Yeah, so that was what I started with, because that was what Games Workshop used to sell, a coping saw for miniatures, and it was okay. And then they came out with those ones where it's like this big blade on a handle. I don't know. This seems finer.
Ah, wiped all my Nivea cream on my table.
Oh, it'll be nice and moisturized.
Yeah. I had it on the back of my hand and I didn't realize I was
Oh,
resting
my
the back of
favorite
my
is to
hand
wipe
on
my
my table.
nose. I got it on the back of my hand and then I wipe my nose and I get it all over my face.
Yeah, it's for that blade is for a big coping saw thing. The blade for for a big coping saw, metal saw, which Games Workshop uses. You can get them really easy from most hardware stores, I believe.
But are they like same scale or are they much bigger?
The blade itself is the same scale because the sawtooth is really fine. So I mean, Games Workshop isn't really doing their own thing there.
Yeah.
And that's why I said you can get those handle thingies really easy for most hardware stores because they're used in metal workshops to cut bolts and stuff like that. When
Yeah.
you have to flex the blade, it's like those coping saws for the Japanese coping saws where you trim dovels,
Owls? Like round pieces of
dowels.
wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, dowels. Basically the same thing, just for metalwork. That's why you get them pretty cheap in most hardware stores.
Nice.
But the saw you're using, I never seen. I've been looking a lot for that, and
Get it from PK Pro. They're German, man.
yeah,
Online store. You live there. You live in Germany.
That's a nifty little blade.
What?
That
This?
little Velociraptor claw.
Oh, fucking! I love the Velociraptor claw. This is my favorite. It's just like a normal like scalpel blade that you can buy like in a set.
Huh.
They come
I've
in
never
like a
seen
little
those
container.
before.
I have all these. I don't like straight blades, so like I started off using these. This is a really shitty example because this handle is garbage. It's Games Workshop. So I started off using like these rounded ones. Focus on the right damn thing. I started off using these rounded ones, and then I kept getting like smaller and smaller rounded ones. But then I went in to buy a rounded one, and my guy was like, "Why don't you just buy a scalpel blade?" And I'm like, "A rounded scalpel blade? This is my new hotness." But I also experimented with the Velociraptor blades, which I can't explain why, but I don't know, they're useful in some, like, if you're like cutting away from yourself, I feel like it gets better purchase than like using something like this. I don't know. They make me very happy.
I dig it.
Do you dig it? Can you dig it?
I just went to the PK Pro shop, and it's a resin saw.
Oh, yeah, I think like they say like
That's
Forge World
it.
people use it. I don't know.
GLC precision resin saw.
They probably call it the resin saw because they don't want to say,
JLC?
use this to cut your Forge World models.
JLC? Is that it?
GLC,
G, not J?
JLC.
Yeah, that's what I got. JLC.
Preci-
Libor
pre-
Kopesek.
precision resin saw.
Oh, precision and precise. What can I say?
I'm trying really hard to keep this in the camera shot, guys.
Thank you. It's okay. This is like what everyone does when they're on stream. They work in like the bottom, like they work in the bottom portion of their... They got all this space, but they're down here, right by their chest. I don't judge because I do it.
I mean, I could move the camera lower, but then there would be Slaneshi content.
I told you to stop working on models in the nude. You're gonna catch your tentacle or something.
But
You're
how
not my
else will I get my
supervisor.
motivation?
You're not my mom. Just need to get super glue on the wrong thing one time. You're gonna learn your lesson. Yeah, I really liked Fallout. I think it was very good. I've never played the games. I started playing Fallout 1 and I should have persisted with it, but for some reason I didn't. And
Fallout 1 is very different than the Bethesda Fallout games.
oh, Fallout 1 wasn't done by Bethesda.
Oh, that was Black Isle Interplay. It was a
They didn't
isometric
do,
Yeah,
they
that.
didn't. I think Fallout 3 was their first Fallout game.
Oh, okay,
Fallout 1
gotcha.
and 2, and it's very different. Like they were never first person, like RPGs.
No, they were third person, like isometric. Yeah, because like I had a friend who
Kinda
tried
like
to introduce me to
Diablo
Fallout.
almost. I've actually never
Turn-based,
played the
largely.
original Fallout games, like the pre-Bethesda Fallout. I've only played the
I've played through
Bethesda.
Fallout 2 so many times in the past. Fantastic.
Is it also
Yeah.
isometric RPG?
Yeah,
Fallout
that
2?
was also
Mhm.
Black Isle Interplay. The group that did Fallouts 1 and 2, actually, if I'm not mistaken, are the ones that were responsible for Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
Which
I
DarthBob's
a
think
lot of
that's
fave.
people.
accurate. That sounds right.
If I recall correctly, Fallout New Vegas essentially took the notes that Interplay Black Isle had for their sequel to Fallout 2 before Black Isle kind of as a studio went under.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a lot of things that just like I know the switch over to the sort of first person shooter perspective put off a lot of people. And like the change in storyline was a little bit different. Especially since they moved it. I believe Fallout
The
3 is the one
change
that
in
takes
the
place in
lore.
DC.
The biggest problem with Fallout 3 is the change in the lore. And they carry it forward, like Fallout 4 and especially 76. They pretty much run roughshod over the lore entirely. Fallout 3 has super mutants running around at an entirely different part of the country, which when you play Fallout 1 and 2, the super mutants shouldn't were special to that area and were produced in that area and that military base. And yeah,
Spoilers for a 20-year-old
it's
game.
not it's not spoilers anymore. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
because
those games are way old enough that we are way beyond
Spoiler territory?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate that, that Fallout 1 and 2, established the series. But I think in the mind's eye of most people, the majority of people who play the Fallout games or have played the Fallout games,
In the
more
respawns.
associate the Bethesda interpretation with the ideal version of Fallout. I think that's evidentiary and
There you go,
even the show.
dudes. Need to make yourself a
Yeah,
taller Norn Emissary? Just chop up the two waste pieces and they almost kind of go together. You can just get some cheeky green stuff in there and I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. Probably more people are familiar with the new lore, which is also why the TV show is that popular. But you have the old fan base that that pretty much rejects everything that came after or rather starting with 3. Because
I mean, you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like
Games Workshop
the
fanboys?
separation between Rogue Trader and Warhammer 40,000. Both are very different in terms of tone and vibe and the
yeah,
lore.
it's a big departure from what Fallout 1 and 2 was. 3 is a very big departure. Like they basically took the aesthetic, and that was about everything they did. But Fallout 3 is a good game. It's just not a Fallout game.
I fundamentally disagree with that, but
Yeah, based on what came after, it is a Fallout game now. So, but you have that split in the community. You have the Fallout fans that grew up on Fallout 1 and 2 and tactics, and where you have pretty much established what is the Brotherhood of Steel and everything, and then you on Fallout 3 that basically disregards everything and creates their new lore. To basically do the member berries thing where they have, oh, I recognize that. It's so old, I don't really remember, but I recognize. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, hey, it's
it's
9:47.
Yeah, we should probably get going soon. Getting late.
I just have one more tiny section to do, and then I think this model's like done. I think I just gotta attach it to his base.
God, I'm worried I may have made his waist too long now, but well. Oh well.
Gonna be a slinky boy.
Just have to cut up the inside to get him further up in there.
I lost my pokey tool.
No,
it's
not the pokey poke.
Yeah, like the one of these tools, but it's got like the one end is like the straight pokey, and then the other one is like the L-shaped pokey.
Uh-oh.
It's like my favorite tool, and I can't find it.
No! Oh god, that's the worst. I live in fear of losing my favorite tool, which I stole from my brother 1,000 years ago and have managed to not lose yet. Got a pokey end and a spoon end. And this is my favorite spoon of all time. But I've been on a quest to find an equivalent spoon tool, and I think I finally found one that is almost as pleasing to me.
Wait,
have you tried the Army Painter sculpting set?
They're very good. The Army Painter sculpting set, I highly recommend.
I found it.
Good man.
I found it.
Army Painter's sculpting tools are cheap and very good. They're pretty close to what I want. I can recommend them.
They look pretty much like the one you have with the spoon tool.
Yeah, and it's only like $10 to get 3 metal tools, and they're quality metal tools. You can get 1,000 metal tools on Amazon, for like $20 or whatever, but you're gonna have 1,000 tools. Most of them you don't need, and you're gonna have Amazon results. Like, the thing with buying metal tools off of Amazon is that the finishes are not smooth. Like, they can be smooth, but like this thing is like smooth all over because I bought it from a dental supply. The Amazon one will have like weird jags on it. And you won't feel like it's that big a deal, but then you're going to try and sculpt something, and that jag is going to hit right where you don't want it to hit. You're going to be very, very disappointed.
Yeah, but on the other hand, a little sandpaper fixes that.
Yeah, good point.
Don't be afraid to reshape your tools if you need them to.
Well, I just don't have the experience.
Yeah, but a little sanding and stuff like that, it's not big deal. I think you don't need big experience for that. If the tool feels too rough, just get some fine sandpaper, like 1000 grit or something like that, or wet sandpaper.
You don't need like a special kind for using on metal instead of like wood?
I mean, yeah, starting at a certain grid size, you pretty much get them all for metal. But yeah, when you go to the store, at least over here in Germany, they are separated by wood and steel, and you get they're usually side by side. So, and you just get a high grit. The higher the grit, the smoother the polish. Of course, the more you have to rub on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get a mirror finish with like a 2000 grit.
Cool. Okay, what do we
So,
think?
looking a lot better, I think.
Is that
Odd.
waist too long? Is it equivalent to the?
I think it looks a little long.
Yeah, I
Just a little
mean,
bit.
you have to extend the chest plate a little bit downwards, I think. At least the backside.
Yeah, I
think
might
maybe
extend
it's
the
like
top.
one rib too high.
Got cocky.
Mm, Do you need the ball connector?
I don't. That's destroying the work.
Dude, I would just saw that off, man.
I mean, it depends what you're going for. As Lictor, you probably want it tall and lanky, so
Yeah, but not too tall and lanky.
me just lost the camera. I think.
Oh, my
fifth
camera's
member.
dead. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna call it because it's getting late, and I'm just
I
getting.
actually just finished.
Congratulations! Perfect timing.
I will
Yay!
show him. I will show his little face, his gribbly mug. There he is. His name is George.
George. George. The Gribbly.
Your
Gribbly George.
Yep, Gribbly George.
He just wants to be your friend.
The Gribmeister General.
And if he happens to, suck your brains out, that's just how he says hello. It's his culture. Don't don't judge him. Take it as a compliment.
So
He chose your brain.
to confirm just how sneaky this boy is going to be when he's done. Aforementioned buddy Josh, who has an interesting sense of humor, as can be seen from the fact that he made me create a drunken dreadnought for him. He has asked that to emphasize just how sneaky this boy is, that on his base, I do a Metal Gear Solid style cardboard box that he's just jumped out of. There's going to be
Amazing.
Metal Gear Solid Lictor.
Liquidter.
Is liquid a thing?
Liquid snake.
Oh, I thought it was
you
Solid
should,
Snake.
You should have it like standing in the box.
What I wanted, the goal is that he's going to be like jumping out of the box. This is his front leg that has landed outside the box, and his back leg will be coming out of the box.
Nice.
The box
Liquid
needs
is
to be painted with this
Snake's
side
main
up
enemy in
and
the games.
Oh, okay.
Liquid
fragile
Snake.
contents.
I've never actually played Metal Gear Solid. I just know memes.
They are good, but they are very Kojima. So
Oh, he's such a weirdo.
Kojima is not for everybody.
Is it Kojima or Kodajima?
Kojima.
Okay. All right, I'm going to call it. Thanks, friends. Thanks for joining on the stream. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Varsidian, thank you for asking all the questions. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we will see you again next Friday, which is, I don't even know what that is, 17th, something like that, for the Creature Conference. That will be our next stream. And hope everyone has good hobby until then and get some cool ideas. And of course, stay safe and all that good stuff. Tactical D-Bag, Will, thank you.
Thank you, as always.
Kajan, thank you very much.
My pleasure, as always.
DarthBob, thank you. This guy's looking damn fine.
Yeah, I really like how he turned out. Thanks for having me.
Whoa, that sigil on the
feel like it's
staff.
been a
Did you
while.
sculpt that, or is that from an actual model?
Oh no, that's from the girl Magus.
Oh,
female
Lady
Magus.
Magus.
Yeah, and then
Cool.
the arm is actually from a termagant.
Oh, sick. Well done.
And then this hand is from one of the little
Oh, the familiars.
the familiars.
Yeah, I can see it. Good bit.
And a little Urian Rakarth arm.
Oh, Urian. Wait, let me see the Urian one again.
It's like right here.
Oh,
Just like tucked
there.
in.
Just like on his hip.
Yeah, he's got a little tucked in mini arm.
Nice.
So yeah. The base model is third party.
Yeah.
I actually forget what company makes it. But yeah.
Okay.
Great stream, guys.
Yeah,
I feel
great
like
stream.
This was the most productive stream I've had in a while, actually.
Oh, cool. Okay, glad to hear it.
I feel like I got a lot done. So thanks for the motivation, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey,
And we will all talk again soon.
indeed.
Indeed.
Nighty night.
Nah.
There's my alarm.
Bye.
Bye.